everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be going through and ranking all the Chanel foundations that I have. I have 5 in front of me that I've tried, I've worn, I have all my thoughts on them. I thought this might be a little bit of a fun video to do just in case, you were considering buying a Chanel foundation. Chanel is definitely more of a high luxury brand. They're a little bit more expensive when it comes to makeup. So if there was just one Chanel foundation, which one do I recommend? I'm going to be giving some pros and cons to each of them. It's not that I dislike any of them, but I thought a ranking video would be fun. Everything that is on my face is always listed down in the description box. Everything that I'm wearing for as long as I know what it is down there. If you like ranking videos, if you like foundation videos, please give this video a thumbs up. I do upload videos on Sundays and Thursdays, so that's kind of my schedule right now, 2 days a week. And with all that being said, let's get into ranking the Chanel foundations that I have. All right, so let's get started. I think I mentioned this in the intro, but I do have 5 Chanel foundations. I know that there are a lot more, but I feel like I have enough to at least do a ranking and kind of give some thoughts. So coming in at the number 5 spot is actually going to be this one. So this is the number 1 to Chanel Revitalizing Foundation. So this is Chanel's newest one. This is part of their newest line, this number 1 line. As far as I understand, it's supposed to be their line that combats environmental things more. So I'm looking on the website here. So this is their brand that's supposed to help with sustainability. 97% of all the number 1 to Chanel products are derived from natural ingredients. So this is, I guess, is their clean line. This is $70. It comes in 20 shades. Not a terrible shade range. I mean, they're Chanel. I think they can do better, but I won't say it's the worst that I've seen. It does come with a pump, and I have the shade B30. That's usually what I wear in Chanel foundations. Looks like this. So this was one of my very, very first videos that I put out, is reviewing this foundation. That video is a little bit rough. I will link it if you like to see embarrassing things. It'll be there for your viewing pleasure. But I did not like this, and I wish I did, because luckily, let's segue actually. Luckily, this isn't the first Chanel foundation that I ever tried, because if it was, I probably would not have repurchased another Chanel foundation. This just didn't wear well. It looked really, really oily. I don't take very many selfies and stuff, but I remember I did take a photo of me and my boyfriend and my dog, and I remember looking at that photo and being like, oh my God, it looks like I'm 16 with just super oily skin. And for reference, I have normal leaning dry skin. So it can lean oily if a foundation is oily, but I don't consider myself having oily skin. So just to see that much shine on my face, it wasn't flattering. It doesn't wear a long time. It broke apart. It wasn't very natural. It is supposed to give a dewy, luminous finish. And again, this is also one of those foundations, I mentioned this in another video, where your skin is supposed to improve over time. We're seeing a lot of claims like that of just makeup products containing skincare ingredients that if you wear this day after day, you'll see a difference. And I didn't wear it that much to really test that claim. It's supposed to have red Camilla oil in it, so that's probably what contributes to just the oiliness. But out of all these that I'm going to talk about, this is really the only one that I do not recommend, that I really, really did not like and did not work with my skin. If this worked with your skin, if any of these that I'm speaking about today did or did not, please leave a comment below. Let other people know your experiences, if you liked it or didn't like it. We all have different skin. It's going to wear differently on everyone. So again, leave a comment, let me know. But this just this was not it for me. And I wish it was better. This was so anticipated. I believe that Chanel also announced at the same time that they were coming into Ulta. So it was just really big beauty news at the time, and it disappointed. It, to say the least, just did not do great things for me. Coming in at the number 4 spot, this is the Beige Eau de Tint Water Fresh Tint. It is a gel. I don't know if you can see, but it has all these little micro pigments suspended in gel. It is a gel foundation. It's supposed to be light to medium coverage. This is what it looks like before it's blended. It comes with this little brush, and this is what it looks like once you kind of blend it out. I did get the shade medium, which was way too dark for me. I also have a video testing that out. I will link above. Here's what it kind of looks like once it's blended. It's supposed to be a light to medium foundation, which I did find to be very true, which I was surprised by. And it is $65 for 1 ounce and comes in 8 shades. So already it is less expensive than this number 1 de Chanel, but less shades. This has 20 shades, this has 8 shades. For having a light to medium coverage, 8 shades is not great. Had this been a tint, they could have gotten away with 8 shades. I think it's very misleading that it's called a water fresh tint when it has light to medium coverage and then coming out with 8 shades. I don't think I'm the only one who was surprised by the amount of coverage they had and then the lack of shades. However, we are, like, now that we've gotten the number 1 out of the way, I didn't hate this foundation. Again, you can watch the review of it. However, this looks beautiful on the skin. Even though I got the wrong shade, you can kind of get away with it. I was self-tanning, so I think it was a day I just self-tanned. I was a little bit darker than I am now, and it looked beautiful on. I will give it that. It is very hydrating. It's supposed to have 75% water, something like that. It claims to be a very 8 hours of wear, and it's supposed to be very hydrating. It's supposed to look very natural, glowy. And the only claim and the only con I have with this is it absolutely does not last 8 hours. I would say it lasts 4 hours if I'm being generous. So even when you set this with powder, this is just a foundation. I think out of all my foundations, this one comes to mind as one of the least long wearing foundations that I have. It just broke apart by the 4 hour mark. It didn't look bad, but it really didn't look great. Again, it just, out of all my foundations, and I have quite a few, I would say this is one of the least long wearing foundations that I have. That's the only reason I'm giving it the number 4 spot. I think it looked beautiful. I think if it wore a long time, it would have moved up in the ranks. This just did not go well as far as my wear test. And I remember that day, like, I did not even do anything outside. Like, I wasn't really putting this to the test and working it outside in the heat, anything like that. Just if I was working my retail job again, which was solely inside, like, not so, I mean, you're moving a lot. Like, I got my steps in, but this would not last through the day for a normal wear. If, like, you work in an office or anywhere inside, like, you're gonna get 4 hours. This is something, I mentioned this in that video, but I'd put on for a night out if I was on vacation. So, like, I was outside all day, on vacation, outside in the sun, beach. We came back to our hotel. I had to put a little bit of makeup on really fast, wanted to just look put together, natural, and go out to dinner, something quick. This would be what I would grab for, and then after dinner, take it off. Other than that, this really has no purpose. I do like that it comes with a little brush. I can't say that I'm gonna, like, I'll keep it, but it's not really gonna go in my brush collection because it's kind of awkward. However, for $65, I will say that this is one of the less expensive Chanel foundations, especially, again, compared to this one being $70, and it's not bad. If you're someone who doesn't wear makeup often and just wants something that looks really glowy, natural, fresh for a little bit of time, I think this one's a really great option. All right, number 3 spot goes to this little guy. This is the Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua Ultra Light Skin Perfecting Sunscreen Makeup. This has SPF 15 and it is $50 and 1 fluid ounce. So I do like this plastic container. It has like a little squeezy tube thing on the lid. It does not come with a pump. I have not tried the Vita Lumiere, like just their normal version of this. Here's what this looks like. And this one just ranks higher. Like I would consider these two to be very similar. This one just wins because the wear time is better. It looks more natural, lightweight. I was expecting this to be a little bit more of a sheer version of this. This is one of their older foundations, I would say, and it's really just a staple. It's great. I love it. The only con that I have, I mean, I got the wrong shade. I have the shade 20 Beige. I don't know why I got that shade instead of my normal B30. So I'll probably get B40 and just mix them. But this is a really great foundation. Now we're just in the section of ones that I love and would repurchase over and over again if I ran out. Like, this was the wrong shade. So I even said in that video, if you watch it, I don't think I'd repurchase a lighter shade because I don't feel like spending the money on this. This one, I bought the wrong shade again, and I would spend the money to repurchase this. Granted, it's a little bit less expensive than the other two. This one again is $50, but I love this one. It's just a great staple. It's easy to throw in your bag. It's easy to use. It's just a really effortless foundation. It does say light to medium coverage, which I find interesting. I would say it's more light coverage. Maybe you could build it up. I don't build it up, but this one is just really, really nice. It does say on the Chanel website that it's a soft water-like texture, light to medium coverage. I said that. And the tiniest drop of this hybrid fluid foundation creates a natural looking glow. I absolutely agree with that. You don't have to use a lot of this product and it's a natural looking glow. It's not too oily. It's not too dry. It kind of has a little bit of a powdery finish. This does have hyaluronic acid to maintain moisture and again, SPF 15. This is just a staple foundation. I really, really like this and I don't think there's other, obviously we're still gonna go over my first choice, but I don't think you could go wrong with this if you're looking for just an everyday natural foundation that's never gonna do you dirty. This would be the one that I would pick for that. Number 2 spot, so this one is very coveted by me. It's probably one of my most expensive foundations. This is the Sublimage Le Tint foundation. It comes in a jar. It has 1 ounce, I think. Yes, 1 ounce, and it's $135. And this was probably one of my more expensive. I have used this quite a bit. Again, this is the shade B30. I absolutely bought this because Tati did a video on this long time ago. And the reason that this gets number 2 over number 3, because I would say that it's very similar. It's a little bit more glowy than this one. So if you don't like a luminous finish, you might prefer this one. This is more natural, whereas this one is more dewy. It's still a medium coverage. I have not tried. They have the one that's like in the jar, and then they have like the standard one that's in, you know, a bottle like this. And I have not tried that one, but this one is just, my skin feels good when I wear this. And that's one hell of a claim to make, but it really, really does. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this that my skin just looks nice and natural. And I've mentioned this before, I live in France currently, so France makeup's a little bit different. Like I would say this is a very heavy look for France. They're very stereotypically more into lighter things. Like I wouldn't say that they usually do a full face. They're probably doing, you know, some eyeshadow, some lipstick, not really doing a lot of foundation, I would say. And I always, in France specifically, get compliments on this foundation when I wear it here. So the claims for this one is it's a creamy texture, offers medium coverage for a glowing, healthy, and luminous look. So I would agree with all of those. The Sublimage signature ingredients apparently is vanilla planfolia. I don't know what that is, but apparently like they have a whole Sublimage skincare line, all that stuff. If you're looking to drop some cash, check that out. If you're not, don't even look. But it's also supposed to have diamond powder and the comfort of plant-based ingredients to leave the complexion looking radiant and revitalized and appearing optimally hydrated. It did come with a brush. I don't know where that brush is. It's probably somewhere. I'm not going to look for it. But I find it interesting that they say plant-based, so I don't know if this is vegan or not. I would be interested to know that. But this is a good one. Like I'm glad I tried it because I love it so much, but I hate myself for trying it because it's so expensive. I don't think I would repurchase it just because there's so much other ones I'd rather try. Like I'd probably try the liquid version before repurchasing this, but I wear this often. I really like it. It's very hydrating. The only con I would say is that it only comes in 12 shades. For a medium coverage foundation, 12 shades is just not enough for this. It also isn't travel friendly. I do travel quite often. This is glass. Can't hear it because I have short nails, but it is glass. It's very heavy. So if I'm going to choose a Chanel foundation to travel with, it's going to be this one based on packaging alone. However, this is very luxurious feeling. It's very nice. And again, like I can't stress enough, when I wear it, like my skin just feels good. I'm wearing a medium coverage foundation, but I feel like I'm just wearing skincare. This one is just really, really nice. Okay, and we are down to the number one spot. So this was actually the very first Chanel foundation that I tried, which probably is why I ended up buying more Chanel foundations. I mentioned this before. Had I tried this one, I probably would not have continued to buy Chanel foundations, but this one really started my love affair for Chanel foundations. This is the Beige Healthy Glow Foundation, SPF 25. It has, 35 shades, and it is $60. So I don't know if you can tell just how much I've used. I keep all my foundation on the side, so it's kind of really actually hard to see. But this is the old bottle. They did repackage this, and they've come out with just an entire Beige line since I've discovered this. But this one is so beautiful. I bought this. So I had to go to a wedding. It was my boyfriend's sister's wedding. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to get a new foundation. I'm going to get something luxurious. So I went to the Chanel counter at Nordstrom's, and the older woman there, she's probably like in her mid 60s. She's like, you have to get this foundation. It's the newest one. I wear it all the time. And people think I look younger. Like, everyone's always complimenting me on it. She did my makeup, the whole nine. Like, I normally don't get my makeup done at makeup counters. I just kind of feel weird about it. I don't know. But I normally don't do that. And she was a super nice woman. I mean, she had done like a ton of photo shoots for Chanel and stuff. And so I bought this foundation, and I would say it's probably in my top 10 foundations of all time. I love, love, love this foundation. It comes in a pump. I will absolutely be repurchasing this once I run out. And here's what it looks like. And I can't say enough good things about it. It has the perfect amount of luminosity. It doesn't make your skin look dry. I typically prefer a light coverage foundation. That's no secret, but this is a true medium foundation. And when I wear it, I don't feel like I'm wearing a heavy foundation. When you're kind of used to wearing something a lot more sheer, sometimes even if you venture into the light or medium coverage, it feels very heavy. This does not feel like that. Your skin feels comfortable the entire time. I'm looking at the claims here. So it says a light to medium coverage fluid foundation that lasts up to 12 hours. But I absolutely agree with that claim. Again, I wore it to a wedding and it lasted the entire time. And I would say I got pretty drunk. So it lasted throughout all of that. And my makeup still looked great afterwards. Features a weightless texture and radiant finish for a natural, healthy looking glow. I mean, that's the perfect description. And that's just my favorite foundation, is just a healthy, natural looking glow. that's all that I need to hear for you to sell me on it. And this really, really delivers. I have no cons to this. None. The shade range is great. I mean, it has the most shades out of all the foundations that I've talked about today. It's $60. It's reasonably priced, I would say, for a Chanel foundation. This is just really, really great. I think that it speaks for itself. Just since they've come out with this, they've repackaged a lot of their old products to fit in with this Healthy Glow Le Beige line they have. So they took the Soleil Tan de Chanel, turned that into one of the Le Beige products. I think they did like a whole bunch. Let's see. Oh, I do have, actually, let me look, because I have the powder that goes with this. I just have it in my bronzer drawer. Let me just grab it so it'll be an honorable mention. All right, so they do also, I'm not gonna put this in my ranking because I already filmed this. So they do have the Le Beige powder, comes in this brush, looks like this. So the reason I have it in my bronzer drawer is just because I got the shade B30, which is what I wear in the foundation, and it was way too dark for me. What I should do is wear this, since this is too light, and put this on top. So I wear this kind of as a bronzer. You can't really see it on my skin, but it is, I would go down in the powder if you decide to get the powder. It's a really great powder, but they've expanded this line so much. I'm so happy that they came out with this, that this is the direction that they're going in, that everyone seems to like this as much as I do. I'm trying to just like pick my words carefully here, because these are my top three, right? 3, 2, 1. So if I had to pick just like an everyday natural one, I'd go with this one. This one I'd choose if you want to really splurge on something, but this one you just like can't go wrong with. The only reason I don't pull this out more is because I just covet it so much. This one's $50, this one's $60. And it's one that I'm going to repurchase. I mean, I probably almost should. And I'm just trying to think like why, even though this is my number one, like why don't I pull it out as much other than just wanting to preserve it? And it's just maybe like because I think I wore it to a special event. This is kind of like my event foundation, not like a lounging around the farm, which is where I am. I'm on a farm. So that's why I don't pull this out as much. And this one, like I can justify more as just being like a very lightweight. This is a little bit more coverage than this one. So that's why I would say I pull for this one more than this. But I've rambled on enough about this. I cannot, like I'm just stroking it. Like I cannot say enough about this. It's one of my most favorite foundations of all time. It's just great. And I hope, again, this is not a reformulated bottle, so I'm hoping that like I did not just hype this up for like 15 minutes and everyone goes to buy it and then the reformulated version's just absolute trash, because that would make me really, really sad. So hopefully that doesn't happen. If you've tried both, like let me know in the comments so it doesn't break my heart. Like please, please, please tell me that the formula is the same, because I love this so much. Like I'm just staring at it. I'm at a loss for words. All right, so that is going to wrap up my video on all the Chanel foundations that I've tried, tested, wore, just my thoughts on them, ranking them from worst to best. Hopefully, I think I've made my opinion very, very clear on which ones I don't like versus which ones I really love. Chanel is just an iconic brand, so I thought I would start with them as far as ranking foundations. I do have quite a few other brands that I have a lot of foundations from. Dior sticks out, Lancome, I think maybe, Estee Lauder. I have a few foundations, and when I say a few, I mean like at least 5 would probably be, I think, the minimum of styles or types of foundations that I would have to do a ranking. So if that's something that you like, if you liked seeing this video of kind of just honing in on one brand versus maybe doing a roundup of foundations that I've tried recently, because I did just do a video on this one. I've done a video on this one. I did already do a roundup including this one, but instead of mixing up the brands, let me know please if you prefer having it just on one brand. I actually found this really fun and insightful just for myself on just which foundations that I really love. I'm a very systematic person, so putting things ranked really helps me make some hard decisions and kind of just see what I'm using in my collection, what I love, because I am trying to just be better about not keeping things I don't love. And that's all I have to say. I'm gonna wrap this up here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and with that, I will see you all in my next one. Bye.